90-Day Fiancé. Angela Deem's heartbreaking silence echoes across continents, globe showing Europe, Africa. A dim hospital room. Cold, unforgiving. Flickering lights overhead throw long shadows against the sterile white walls. Machines beep with cruel consistency, each tone a metronome ticking away at 58-year-old Angela Deem's resolve. Gone is the loud, brash woman America came to know. In this moment, she's small, fragile, a fighter left gasping between rounds. She sits slouched in the stiff hospital bed, draped in a paper-thin gown that clings to her sun-aged skin. The air reeks of antiseptic. Lifeless, clinical, 1,000 miles away from the warmth of her Georgia home. Outside, the city pulses with indifference. Neon lights flash. Sirens scream. Life moves on. But inside this room, time stands still. Angela's jaw tightens. Tears threaten. But tears are weakness, and she survived too much to surrender to them now. A nurse slips in like a whisper, adjusting the floor with robotic efficiency. She offers gentle words, something about rest and healing. But Angela barely hears her. The nurse leaves and silence falls once more, except for the war raging in Angela's head. She turns to the bedside table. Her phone waits there like a loaded gun. She grabs it, hesitates. Her thumb scrolls down the contact list, then stops. Michael. The name lights up the screen like a ghost from the past. A name that once meant forever. A man who had promised a moon and then vanished like stardust. Angela's breath catches. Her finger hovers over the call button. This is madness, desperation, but also hope. She taps. The ringing begins. 1 second, 2, 3, each tone louder than the last, echoing off the walls, echoing off her heart. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, Lagos, Nigeria, Michael Ilasami stares at his phone, vibrating against a wooden table. He doesn't need to look. He knows. Angela. Her name pulses on the screen, like a wound he thought had scarred over. A flood of memories rushes in. Fights, laughter, declarations, betrayal. He had sworn he was done, that he wouldn't go back. That love, that chaos, it nearly drowned him. His thumb hovers. Just one touch, one tap, and her voice, that fiery, southern voice, would fill his ears once again. But he doesn't. He lets it ring, and ring, and ring. Back in the hospital, Angela hears the silence grow louder. Her heart pounds. Her grip tightens. And still no answer. A void stretches out between them, thousands of miles wide, but emotionally even wider. She places the phone back on the table with shaking hands. A single tear breaks loose and rolls down her cheek. She wipes it away, angry at herself for hoping. But somewhere deep in her chest, buried beneath years of battle scars, the warrior still whispers. Angela listened. The automated voicemail message crackled through the speaker, each sterile word driving a cold knife deeper into her chest. Her heart slipped, heavy, down into her gut. She blinked fast, once, twice, battling back the tears that surged with quiet rebellion. With a swallow so hard it scraped her throat, she gathered the shreds of her strength. Then she spoke. Her voice, raw and broken, betrayed the storm inside. "Hello, Michael? I don't even know why I'm calling." She hesitated. Her lips trembled. Maybe I just needed to hear your voice again. Or maybe I should have said this a long time ago. A beat. Silence thick as smoke. Tomorrow's the surgery. Memory cancer. That's what they call it. How poetic, right? losing pieces of yourself you can't even hold on to. The doctors, they say it's going to be a long road. She bit her bottom lip, hard. Her voice was unraveling. I get it. You probably don't care. Not anymore. But her breath hitched. She couldn't find the words, not the real ones. Not the ones that screamed in the pit of her stomach, that curled up in the empty spaces he left behind. I miss you. I need you. I'm scared. But instead, what came out was a soft, almost invisible whisper. I just thought you ought to know. And that was it. She hung up. Her phone landed on the bed like a stone thrown into a still lake, quiet, final, meaningless, and yet too heavy to ignore. She leaned back against the edge of her hospital pillow, her eyes locking on the sterile ceiling like it held the answers. The cold hit her then, that sharp, surgical cold of loneliness. It wrapped around her chest, slow and suffocating. The room, all sterile whites and silver linings, felt darker now, quieter, like the whole world had taken a step back and forgotten she was still here. Memories spun around her like ghosts in a whirlwind, bright, brutal, beautiful things. She saw herself and Michael, laughing across time zones on late-night video calls. She saw their wedding in Nigeria, vibrant, holy, alive. She remembered how his hand felt in hers when they whispered vows about forever. She remembered choosing herself, the weight loss surgery, the vision of a new life, of health, of hope, of building something real. She had believed in their future. She had fought for it. And now here she was, alone in a hospital room, whispering into silence. The war within, Angela's story. It feels like another lifetime now. A life that doesn't belong to her anymore, like it's been leased to someone else, someone far away. Angela shuts her eyes, trying to surrender to sleep, but sleep refuses to come. The night is long, merciless, and still. She turns over in bed, again and again, hunting for comfort that doesn't exist. But the ache isn't just in her bones, it's deeper. It's the ache of loss, of abandonment, of facing the unknown completely alone. She presses her face into the pillow and clenches her jaw. Her body is tired, yes, but it's her soul that's screaming. Slowly, like the world hesitating to begin again, morning creeps in. A faint silver glow slips through the blinds, cold, hesitant, uninvited. Then a knock, a soft voice. The nurse enters,